Leopard Capital was founded in 2008, and in end of March 2008 we raised our first fund. It's a private equity fund in Cambodia, so it's Leopard Cambodia Fund. Leopard Capital in general goal is to raise private equity funds in Asian frontier markets. The biggest concern is normally liquidity and execution of investments. So are these country ready for private equity investments? Our Cambodia fund, we are now in year 4. We have fully invested. We had 2 exits. One was a pre-IPO in Laos. So we were investing a couple of months before the IPO was in a Laos electricity stock, which was later on listed on the stock exchange. The second one in Cambodia was a telecommunication structured deal, which was supposed to run for maximum 2 years, and we were exiting after 1 year and 1 year and 3 months. Difficult to really compare the valuations, because the status of most of the investments we are doing or were doing in Cambodia were some are venture capital and some even greenfield projects. So greenfield, I mean, you start a business on a green, on a meadow, nothing is there, and you start with the factory. So that we did, for example, we are doing one with mineral water, another one we did with a beer company, Kingdom Beer in Cambodia. But one investment we did is, which we really looked on other comparable industry or in the same industry companies, was an investment in a very small microfinance company. So we were doing, we were doing it during this period when everybody was hunting for these Indian microfinance stories in 2009, 2010, when it was very popular, and we really invested at a very big discount to valuations which were elsewhere in the world for microfinance companies. Yeah, we have one troubled investment, unfortunately, as you can expect for having 10 private equity investments, that some of them are not going as you expect. One of them is we invested in a seafood processing company, focused on a shrimp processing company. We came in as not just when the company really started production, so it was not really venture. It was not growth, it was something between venture and growth capital. So we were expecting that will be a passive investment. So we have a seat on the board, and unfortunately it turned out that we became much more involved. The company didn't make money according to the business plan, and here in this particular case the problem was not as sometimes you can expect, that there were too few clients. We had a lot of interest from international purchaser of processed shrimps, because in Cambodia there are no shrimp farms. So the beauty, or the specialty on this factory was that the company was selling wild caught shrimps, and there we knew it's volatile, and we had estimates how much will be caught in the sea, but unfortunately we were not able to get as much from this catches every day what we needed in order to sell to our clients. So we had to put in more capital, and at the end we had to suspend even the production. It's obvious the changes every time I go there probably every 4 to 6 weeks, and I see every time more high-rises coming up, more construction sites, more cranes, the roads are better, and in general there's more traffic lights popping up everywhere, nicer cars, and people in general are maybe dressed more nicely. Girls now use more makeup and dress more nicely, all this kind of stuff. So small developments, or you see everywhere restaurants popping up at the riverfront, a tourist area. So the change is it's very obvious. I think in general I'm so far disappointed by frontier markets' performances over the last few years, especially compared with with developed markets, because in developed markets you had all this crisis system, but the frontier markets also got hit and put in the same category, and I expect that, or I hope that finally international investors see these opportunities, that frontier markets owning frontier markets also have a benefit of investing in a less correlated market, that you can maybe outperform when the rest of the markets are maybe not showing this kind of growth.